It's going down. We are back once again. Chris sees the internet. Welcome back to another week. We're doing good so far, right? 3 weeks, 3 videos. We're hanging in there. I'm probably going to be doing a bunch more, though. Just some one-offs. You know? I want to do some one-offs. That's that Grateful Flow. You can find that on all streaming-ish services. That's playing in the background. Shout out to my mans in them, Gene Flow. Oh, man, this is going to be a dope show today, man. We're going to be talking about some fun topics, some controversial topics, you know. We're going to be talking about what live performing means nowadays in underground hip-hop, what it means in hip-hop in general. We're going to talk about how people are taking in live shows nowadays. You know, there's a lot of varying opinions, if you weren't aware. So we're going to be tapping in on all of that. And thank you guys for joining us. If you're watching this live or on the recorded version, you know, it's all good. Either way, it's all good. Thank you for being here. But yeah, man, as a hip-hop artist and a hip-hop artist who performs live quite often, the live part of what I do is a big part, if not 50% of the entire process of me making the art. It's always, I'm always like thinking about how the song will translate live. That's just how my mind is when it comes to making art. And I think that one of the things for sure that people seem to be frustrated with when I was researching this on the internet, as I do from time to time, they were frustrated with paying a ticket price and going to live shows and being less than impressed, I guess, you know? A lot of the complaints were behind things like rappers rapping over their vocals, you know? Sorry, let me turn my phone off there. Rappers rapping over their vocals, rappers having too many people on stage that didn't add to the show, rappers being bored, looking bored on stage, rappers generally not being entertaining. Which, believe it or not, I have heard an opinion from time to time that rappers don't need to be entertaining. And that it's, you know, it's just about the words. And I think if that's how you take in hip hop and that's how you take in rap, I think that's fine. I think that's cool. It's probably, then this is probably not the conversation for you because you already are satisfied with the quality of performance as long as the rap is being recited, right? In a good way. So it's more about maybe just the voice and the words. But at like an average ticket price, well over $40, right? For say like a rap concert of a popular artist, I could see why some people would be frustrated with the idea of overpaying, you know, not maybe going into it with the idea of at least an attempt at entertainment by the artist that they're paying to see. But I have been at their shows, unfortunately. But fortunately for you, because I can share it with you, but I have been at their shows where occasionally, you know, someone seems like they're phoning it in, you know, the performers seems like they're just reciting a memorized rap. And in some ways that's kind of like, it's just like poetry. But for the most part, people who like paid to like, you know, go to a place and set a night aside and make plans. Some of them, you know, got babysitters. Some of them got, you know, asked for the next day off, spent their money. I can see why like an audience member might be disappointed if they go to a show and then it's not actually like a show, right? Say like the rapper that they really want to hear rap, right? Doesn't actually rap, or maybe they just rap over their record, right? They just played the record, actually just how you would hear it on the radio, but then they rap over that. And yeah, not everybody's with that. I can see why though, right? I'm as a hip hop fan, one of the things that has always attracted me to artists is their ability to perform live. I'm usually kind of turned off when it doesn't translate live well, because I think that the translating it live well is part of the process, and it's also part of the wait, hold on a sec here. It's part of the process, and I also think that it's part of like when you pay for a show, I think it's usually assumed, and maybe this has changed over the years, but coming up, when I would pay to a show, I wanted to see that artist perform the songs that I really like first, right? Like that was my first thing. I can't wait to hear this song or that song, right? And that's okay. Again, that you're going to see that. You're going to take in the parts of the artist that you like, or at least you're assuming most of the time, unless the artist has explained already, like, hey, we're going to listen to my record, and then I'm going to, rap and chant over it sometimes, or we're all going to rap over it. And it's more about the vibe. If they explain it like that, then I don't think there's anything wrong with that. They're telling you like, yo, I'm not really going to rap. I'm not the only thing you're going to hear rapping. You're going to hear my record, and then I'm going to rap over it. But I think most people, at least as I was coming up, I remember people thinking like, oh, you're almost going to see like jazz tonight. You're going to see them perform a song that you really know, right? And the structure is going to be there, but it's probably going to be rapped a little different. You're going to hear a different energy. So that's what you were paying for. Like, it felt like, oh man, the way he performed that song tonight, or the way she performed that song tonight, that was worth the ticket. I remember always thinking stuff like that. I had the honor of seeing the Notorious B.I.G. before he was murdered. I saw him live, and I got to hear like all these classic songs that are now classic songs, right? And I got to hear him do them with the energy of that day. That's the way I like to think about it. I get to hear how he was, and he did. He spit, 10 Crack Commandments a little different. Talked about being in San Diego and the streets, and like he tied it in, and so his energy of the way he floated was really different. And I mean, and at that time the ticket was, it probably was like $40. It was cheap considering, right? But I felt like that was, had I just seen that, it was well worth it. And he was like one of like 4 acts that all did. Everybody was live. Nobody rapped over their vocals or anything. And then, and people left satisfied, and you left feeling like, yo, that was a moment. But say you just bring a record and it has the vocals on it, and then you just rap over that. It's almost like playing a moment over a moment. And thus, I guess it creates a new moment, but I don't know if everybody gets that, or if they're taking it in that way, or if hip hop has just gotten lazy overall, where we just we accept not doing what at one time was the whole job. Like the whole job was to think of the song, make the song, write the song, record the song, perform the song. And now I think you can record. That's definitely, you need that part, and that's getting easier. I mean, I was just checking out a bunch of AI stuff. I mean, it is getting easy, man. I wonder, I can't imagine that's going to help people push the boundaries, you know? I think that is the first argument too. A lot of people go like, oh, it's going to, you know, it's going to create so much new music. But I think the thing was that scarcity, the scarcity of music, the scarcity of being able to create the music, right? Like producing the equipment, having to save up for that kind of stuff, all those things. The scarcity kind of pushed the art out of boundaries it would have stayed in had it just had all those things, you know, at will. Had we all just had, if it was just easy for us to make music, a lot of the older generation probably would not have been able to make the classics that they made, because it was the process, right? The process of putting it together is what was making the art. And so now there's a new process and it's making a new art. But largely, I think making this video now, it is much better timing than, say, I would have made it a year ago. I think people would have been like, no, I think it's fine. Like, you just don't understand how people take in music. But now it's kind of overwhelmingly, and the research is out there, like everybody kind of thinks live shows aren't that good anymore. There's people who do live shows. That's not saying that everybody is whack live. Not saying that. But for the most part, when you measure out ticket price and then you measure out like the satisfaction of people who pay in those tickets, it keeps decreasing. You know, people are not generally satisfied. So that made me want to check out. Of course, it made me want to check out the internet. Right? Let me see here. We're going to dive into a few things. In fact, let me do this. I put together a nice little list of vlogging things. Some things to, throughout the week, what I've been doing is when I see some things that are interesting, I'll just throw them into a playlist and then hopefully talk to you about them later. You know, work them out as a team. Let's go. Here we go. But yeah, man, I think it is. I definitely, I'm trying to see all sides of it, right? Because I've heard the videos and I've heard the idea that, you know, people are like maybe a generation, older generations don't understand that people are paying to just go to a place and say like, just be together. And then we're all going to rap the songs together. And I think at a time that was true, but I think so many people have done those things now that they are like, okay, now what? Let's do this. But also the band is really, really good. Like, you know, there was a bunch of news about when Blink-182 played, I believe it was Lollapalooza, or Coachella. No, was it the Coachella set? Yeah, it was one of those sets. But they're really good live. You know, they play really good. They perform their songs really, really good. They're very interactive with their audience. They're funny. They talk. It's entertaining. Every time you see them perform, it's a little different. And I think it was really refreshing. And I think that's all people were reacting to, is like, man, it was just really, really refreshing to see somebody do something other than just play their music and jump around. And I do feel like the audience, for the most part, is waking up to that more, in that they don't necessarily want that. They're not that cool with that, you know? Let's see here. So this is Yachty, right? I mean, yeah. Like, see, those parts right there, that's always weird to me, like, as a rapper. Like, when you put the mic down and you're just, like, looking at the crowd, but but your voice, you could still hear your voice, though, you know what I mean? And it's not the crowd rapping it. It's the track, because you're just playing the song. That has always been a little weird to me. But it doesn't seem like, I mean, look at the audience. The people don't seem to mind, or if they do mind, what it seems like is they're like later on they're venting. In retrospect, maybe they paid $200 for a ticket, and then they go home and go, "Hey man, did he actually even rap tonight? He said some words, but wait, what did we? He just kind of came out and played his songs and walked around, huh?" And we paid how much for that? I think that's what's happening. And on all generations, on all fronts, because it's not like it's just the younger generation that's doing this. I've seen tons of older artists phone it in. But I just think that it's not, I'm happy that it's not that acceptable. Or it seems like it's not being that acceptable. And he's not like he's not rapping, but whatever excuse. I just like the idea. Yeah, I like the idea that when someone writes a song, it's also a challenge to perform that song. And when they do that and they do it really, really well, man, it's amazing, Like, I feel honored to like see like that moment, because I'm like, damn, they're like really going in right now, All right, so but I brought that one up to put it in comparison to say, like,
go ahead, make the introduction.
Like this. I don't want to play. And obviously, this is Ice Cube, Dre, and I get it. Yeah, they're all. Why are you playing the old? I'm just saying, it kind of, as an example of what I was talking about, how like, these are songs that a lot of people know. A lot of people know these songs, right? Young, old people know a lot of the N.W.A. songs, Dre songs, but they're performing them with a different energy. Cube is a different energy this day, right? He's a different person than the day he recorded the song. Think about that. Some of these like rappers will record a song at 16 and then they're still rapping over the vocals at 25. They're not even that, it's not even that person anymore. They couldn't still feel that energy. How dope would it be to hear the energy from right now rapping those lyrics? That's what I'm saying. I think that's cool. Yeah, man. And which is crazy. One of the things too to keep in mind for people who might not know, a lot of times when people perform on things like BET or like say like the MTV Movie Awards, one of the things that people always complain about is like when the live performance happens, it really sounds bad. It's because usually there's a backing track and they also mic the person. So the person is mic'd, so you're hearing usually them just too loud. You can't really even enjoy the production of the beat or anything like that. But here, the only thing that is controlling his voice from coming out is the mic that he's holding. So think about all that you get just for adding that live dimension. Like, okay, it's going to be how he's holding it. How he moves when he's saying certain words and certain cadences. You're going to hear like more energy and more emotion on different parts that you might not have heard before. I think that there's something to be said about that. And I think that people who are into live shows and who really love live shows, they're frustrated because they don't get to see people go up there and just rip a stage. And Snoop, for sure, one of the greatest live performers of all time. This was hard. Let's hear let's see if anybody uses. I'm watching it with you. If anybody uses a vocal track. With the Compton flow, get the hoes and you fake ass fools too. Got something for your throat. These fools wearing skirts like the boat group that you ride with. You hear that? I don't even want to see a show if you don't hear that when they're rapping. I don't even want to see your show. I need to hear the because I know that means you're really, really doing it. You're going in. We need to figure out how to spell so I can make a shirt out of that. Someone spell it in the comments. We'll press up some merch. Damn, and they're just going transition to transition. And just look at his face, man. Like he's like, whew. Yeah, okay, but that'll probably stop me from getting monetized. But anyways, you get the point. That's a big difference, dude. Like, let's just for reference, right? Like, this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to study this.
Well, shit, bro, let me get it in. I'm a dog rock to switch a roar to the lion's den. Nigga talking down my block, I'm more heat than a frying pan.
And it's, dude, it's not even like, I know some people who from the older generation will hate me for saying this, but he's not whack. He's not whack at all. Listen.
Like I'm Taliban, how we drop shit. Lot of dread heads, lot of chopsticks. Text my nigga, y'all to get your top.
Yeah, I mean, he's got style. But you don't get any of that energy, right? That same energy. You just don't get it. Like you don't get it, right? Right? You just don't get,
oh, yeah.
Like.
Everybody sing this, come on. 1, 2, 3 into the 4. Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre is at your door. Ready to make an entrance, so back on up. You know we about to.
Hey, and you know what? Here's another observation. Again, I am not saying one of these is, I know the one I like. Obviously, the one I like is I like to hear people actually rap. I'm a rapper. I like to hear people actually rap. That's what I'm there to take it in. But I do get when people are just taking in the vibe and music too. There's things I like to do that for as well. Like, what if I went to like a rock show and I'm like, man, I don't even listen to the words, dude. I'm just here for like, the vibe, or I'm just here for the hooks. Like, I could see how like a rock fan would be like, what, man, get out of here. This is for people who want to know what the words are and feeling the song. You get me. It's all opinion, but the things I like to talk about are the truths connected to these opinions, right? Do people, is this making music better? I can't see how like losing a part of the craft necessarily makes it better. I'm trying to think of where else has that happened. In music, all the instruments are still being played in some music somewhere. But if we just take the voice away, it's crazy too, right? That the music industry, a lot of them are complaining so much about like AI coming. If you already don't like to rap, do you care if AI, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people don't care. It's going to make it easier for them. They're probably going to sound better. Instead of just rapping over their vocals, it'll just sound like they'll be like, hey, AI, make a new vocal version of this song. And then you'll just have a bunch of vocal versions, different cities, And then I guess in my argument, then it would be okay to put the ticket price up a little bit because you're getting at least a different version. Put some effort is what I'm saying. Some effort other than just going up there. Even Yachty was putting some effort. But again, as a rapper, it is weird, like when the rapper puts the mic down and you just keep hearing it, because it's like a detachment for your, like, okay, you're just showing me your song, right? Like you're showing it to me. And like if it would be like if you're like, hey, listen to my song, I'm in the radio and you're playing it and then you like rapped with it occasionally. It's that, except it costs $200 to see that. I was just at a live show last night, actually, and saw some amazing local San Diego artists. Shout out to 3D. Shout out to Paper Pat. Those are the two sets I really got to take in. And yeah, man, I think performing live is such a skill, and I can understand why if say maybe memorization isn't your thing. But even then, I guess like I can't really let you off the hook, man, because that's part of this, right? Like until it's not, I guess. There you go. It's part of it until it's not. And who knows when it will no longer be. But as for right now, it seems like it's here and we're dealing with it and we're trying to figure out, do you want to hear human voices anymore? Do you want to hear human voices still? Like, is it still important to you? Or as long as you're getting whatever the song's energy is, that like that's enough for you? And just so that nobody accuses me of just like, oh, you don't understand the young cats. I'll tell you this right now. I'm gonna be super honest with you. Do you guys know who Teezo Touchdown is? Just because I followed, I think their name is Green Tea Studios or something like that in LA. Green Room Studios, Green Tea Studios. But shout out to them. They do like this really cool Sunday event in LA. I know people attached to that were talking about this guy a long time ago. I follow them on Instagram, and that's how I found out about him. I don't know if you guys have seen him. I'll bring up a picture. Hold on a sec here before I get into his video. But what I'm bringing him up as an example of a young cat who, I mean, he's rapping. There's very little backing track in Teezo Touchdown's stuff, at least from what I've seen. I haven't seen that, and that's him. And I think that maybe it's just an effort thing. I don't know. Yeah.
The way that I do not play. The way that I do not play.
And people can go like, well, he's just repeating something. It's not impressive, but listen. And he is brand new to performing live in front of these, so I'm also giving him a pass on the fact that, like, yeah, I mean, he caught fire. I mean, obviously the aesthetics and all that, we know. The modern day music machine is a weird thing, but we're not talking about that right now. What I am saying is that this young man is trying to perform his songs, and he's putting up effort. He's showing emotion, and you might go, yeah, but he doesn't sound that good sometimes. And I'm going to be honest. It's not that bad. Come on. Again, I just watched Blink-182. They're not known for having like the greatest singing voices. There is a part of the emotion. So I'm with that vibe. Like, yo, I'm here for the vibe. I'm here for the emotion. Yes, I am. But you see the difference when it's actually coming out of your mouth. That's actually your voice. And it's just you. Because now you are conducting all the energy 100%. And it isn't like a recorded thing of a thing that you felt one time or you pieced together in the studio. You're doing it out there in front of us. So we get this really close look at like what it must have been like to put this together. And that's what I think people pay for when they're paying for a ticket for something. You know, for especially live music, they want to feel closer to the creation of the thing. You know? But yeah, shout out to Teezo Touchdown. I like it, man. Young cat's trying. But yeah, that's the live stuff that I wanted to talk about, I guess. Right? I'll tell you this. I can tell you definitely some stories about people rapping over vocals. I wonder how many of you are old enough to remember the Ashley Simpson thing. Let's look that up. I know it's not rapper per se, but it is interesting that this was kind of like the worst display of somebody who was about to use a backing track. Because she would sing over her backing tracks. People would try to say she was just going to lip sync. She wasn't going to just lip sync. She was going to sing over it, like kind of everybody does now, which is weird, right? because that was such a bad thing at the time. But they pretty much took her career from her. I didn't mean to laugh right there. That was really weird. SNL, Ashley Simpson. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. Let's see. Let me bring this up. Okay, yeah, here we go. So this is what happened.
On a Monday, I'm waiting.
This is live, by the way, on SL. It's playing. Obviously, she doesn't have the mic on there.
Simpson had been lip syncing to Pieces of Me, or at least singing along with the track.
At least singing along with the track. Now, mind you guys, this happened in 2004. And when it happened, it was on national. This is Fox News. I mean, you know, Fox News. But national news was covering it because people were like, what? Somebody wasn't singing? Like, that wasn't the real voice? Which, in retrospect, is so crazy, right? Like, that would have meant that everybody of, like, all those early eras could just sing their asses off, and they really couldn't, because we've heard a lot of them live now. You know, there's a percentage, but it's a small percentage that can really do it on stage like that. And Ashley Simpson didn't fall into that at this time in her career. I guess she felt like she needed the backing track. Maybe she wasn't confident in her voice. It was first time on live. She didn't want to mess up. So many different reasons. But nonetheless, they pretty much crucified her for it. And, you know, we just saw Lil Yachty sold out, you know, concert, rapping over his vocals and putting the mic down purposely, going, and and you can hear it going just like she kind of did jokingly right there. But even that part where she kind of joked that she was, I don't know if you can see her kind of like dancing around here.
Plays on, as you can see, while Simpson fumbles her way through a bizarre jig before wandering off stage. And we thought her...
Yeah, she just kind of danced around. But now you can get paid top dollar to do that. Whoa. You can get top dollar for that Ashley Simpson level performance nowadays, especially in hip hop. Man. So I say that to say this. Super shout out to everybody who does rap actually at their shows. That's not a bad thing ever. Please keep doing that. That will be amazing. And you know, like, yeah, I think it'd be cool if you know, we put that back into the culture a little bit. Like, hey, how much more fun would it be for your guys' fans if they got to hear like just these great versions of your songs? Because every time you do it live. That's really, really cool. Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm all about the live show. If you haven't caught a Pod Show's live show, crazy. We keep getting better because we're trying to. We're definitely trying to. Let me check the chat room. I don't ever check the chat room during the show, guys. So, but I'm going to start more. Oh, hey, shout out to Gene Flow. Shout out to Tangent. Tangent. If you guys don't know him, look him up. Amazing artist out of the IE. But he raps. I think if he ever rapped over like his vocals, just like for a whole, I think he probably would melt. He would combust or something. His body wouldn't allow him to do it. Shout out to Anthony Brito. Yeah. What did he say? Pancho's got one of the illest live shows. Honestly, felt like a theater. Yep. That's what we're shooting for. But yeah, man, please, if you're tuning in, leave comments, like, subscribe, share this, clip it up. Rappers, start actually rapping. And some of you, I guess, don't. I don't know. You know, I definitely don't think we should all be fighting about it, though, for sure. I see some people getting really, really aggro about it. You don't even have to go to that person's show. I get it if they're like an opener, but go outside and smoke. Let the performer feel whatever it is that you feel about it. Because that's what we as performers are trying to make you guys do. We make you feel it, and then if you like it, you make us feel that. If you don't like it, however you decide to make someone feel that, do that, you know, and let what happens, you know. I thought this was awesome though. In my search for bad rap performances, I came across this. This was really cool. This was, oops. Yeah. This is rappers getting mad at the DJ. Oh, he threw the mic right at him. He threw the mic right at him. What can he do about that? I think I'm trying to focus in on it. It was, oh yeah, it is the DJ, right? Yeah. That's a DJ. Okay, so for people who don't know, or might think maybe they think maybe like things like this don't happen that often. I assure you that they happen quite often. I've been at many a show where, say, like a DJ is like maybe doesn't cue up the rapper's song quite right, and rappers get mad, man. Which I, by the way, do not agree with. Get a DJ. You know what I mean? Like if you're just like, if you're mad, a lot of the times it's because the person doesn't have like their own DJ. This DJ kept stopping this dude's song, Roddy Ricch. He told Roddy Ricch that he needs to wheel it up. Which, okay, let me just say this too, like for maybe any young rappers or young DJs listening. If you're like, say, the house DJ, and then you're also DJing for people who might be rapping, you don't get to control the show when the person raps. That isn't your job there. Usually the people who are performing, the other people paid to see them come in, and a good DJ keeps the crowd moving, and they control the stage in that they're there in case any fire, and I mean just like something going wrong or the rapper drops something, whatever. A good DJ anyways, because the good DJ is about the audience. But this DJ was like, I'm going to stop you rapping in the middle of your song and tell you to wheel it up because the people got to feel it. Yeah, don't do that, DJs. Don't do that. Look at his face. You don't even want to play it. You don't even want to perform it anymore. Yeah. Let's see this.
You know damn well they not gonna take no step back. There's too many people. That's cap. You can't tell them take a step back. They ain't gonna listen. But if I tell them take a step back, they might listen.
That is a weird conversation to be having with your DJ. That's like, yeah. I wonder if that is his actual DJ. I think that's Little Uzi. Yeah, Little Uzi.
That's cap. You can't tell them take a step back. They ain't gonna listen. But if I tell them take a step back, they might listen. Go ahead. Hey, can y'all take a step back so I can perform some fire shit? That's all I'm saying. Play that shit.
That was awkward. Yeah, but this, for people, you know, if you're not or into the rap, you're not in the rap world, you'd be really surprised on how much this happens. Oh, dude. Something's wrong with the... So the DJ ends up leaving. Wow. And then Travis had to take care of the mixing himself. Shout out to Travis Scott for doing that. not the biggest fan of his. I don't know. I'm not a fan of his music. I don't know his music. But anyways, I've had to do that. I've had to do that at a show, like where I'm like, "Yo, turn up my mic," and I look back at where the mixing board is, usually across from the stage. Like especially if there's a raised stage, it's like across from the stage. And I look back, and usually there's a little light back there, and you can see them because you can usually like give them signals and stuff, or tell them to, "Hey, turn up the mic, turn up the mic." But I looked back there, and he was not there. And I looked a little to my left, and it was flush with the bar, like his booth was flush with the bar, and he was sitting over there drinking a drink. So luckily they recorded his mics. I just made my way over to the mixing board and just fixed it myself. But I get that not everybody can do that. God bless the sound man, though. You know, we can't really do without him. You know, but yeah, I do feel like the state of the live show is in a little bit of, you know, we should be panicking if we're all music fans. I think with things like AI, the talks of replacement of the voice, right? Replacement of the human voice. And now rappers in particular, not, you know, rappers phoning it in, as we said. That's not cool. I don't think we can say that we're in like the best place if one of the key components of watching hip hop live, right, seeing the person rap the song, isn't the main priority anymore. I don't know how we make good music for live performances if it's not. That's all I'm saying. Like, that just seems logical. That's not, I don't see any hate in that. I don't see like, I just think it makes logical sense. If we're not practicing something, it's not going to get better. And so people, you know, are not going to want to pay for the ticket prices. That means less artists are going to travel. Less artists are going to see the world through their art. Less people are going to come together to watch performances. Less networking. It's all bad is what I'm saying. It's all bad. So if we can just tweak this little thing where we make it very normal for artists to want to rap their songs without a backing track, and that because they want to hear what that might sound like, and they're down to let the audience share in that, then that motivates people like, oh man, every show is going to be something different. Every time I see somebody perform, it's going to be something new, something fresh. I think that works. I think that's really dope. I think that's something to shoot for as a culture, man. Just as a culture, let's do better, yo. You know what I mean? I think we could do better. By the way, my name's Chris. I represent a crew called the Invisible Panchos. If you don't know who we are, go ahead and check us out on all streaming services and whatnot. And if you're watching this, I guess you have pretty much checked us out. And there's probably no way that you wouldn't. Come to our live shows, though. We got some dope live shows coming up. Next weekend, by the way. Next Saturday, I believe. Let me look at the date. Actually, since we're on the internet, right? Let me just head on over to the Happiness of Pursuits page. Shadow Thought Fest. That's THOP Fest. Amazing festival out of Ontario, California, founded by 60 East. But really, really dope show coming up, and be amazing to see you guys out there. There it is. Saw Rock, Blueprint, DJ Redomatic, Crisis, 60 East, and special guests. Your boys, the Panchos, are going to be there. Also, from the tour that we talked about a couple episodes ago, the Lost in California tour. It's coming up in April. Kicks off on April 27th. We're going to talk more about it as we get closer to it. And the celebration of that, we're going to be talking to everybody on that tour. But some of those cats are at this show, so it's going to be really dope. Xena Loa's on it. The Bermuda's on it. Ourselves. And we're probably going to bring a surprise or 2 or 10. But we're going to bring a surprise. Shout out to 60 East. Happy birthday. my G, celebrating all his goodness. He's a pillar out there in the IE. Super, super dope. Come out and check us out. And, the whole reason we were even checking out, March 30th. Saturday, March 30th. 4 to 11 p.m., Firewater Grill. If you're in the Ontario or Southern California area, I mean Ontario, California, by the way, for Unadians, you know what I mean? But yeah, come on out. Firewater Grill, Ontario, California, next Saturday, March 30th, 4 to 11 p.m. Tons of dope artists. Homie Kali, N.W.A. You saw Stephanie Sorrell, Sterling Victorian, the Bermuda. Oh, and there's your boys, the Panchos. Come out and check us out. Plus Blue, you know what I mean? Saw Rock, DJ Redomatic. Amazing. It's going to be a really amazing show. And we hope you guys come out and join us. And then later in April, again, we kick off. Let me go ahead and bring you on over to, so you guys can check that flyer out, right? Because why not? But the Lost in California tour is kicking off April 27th in National City, California. It's going to be amazing. You're going to see your boys. You're going to see N.W.A. You're going to see the Bermuda. You're going to see Eugene O'Neill. You're going to see Rick Scales and DJ Root. You're going to see the Dark Room. Amazing. Come out live from the Highland Avenue Supply Company. Follow them for sure. You know, it's going to be really, 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 really dope. You guys are going to love it. Going to be amazing. And we're going to do something different. I can't complain about all this live show stuff, right? And not give you guys something different. If you come to Lost in California, all the things we talked about today, about rapping over vocals and phoning it in, just standing there reciting your raps, none of that stuff is going to happen at the Lost in California tour. Everybody here goes for it. From the homie Moody, the Bermuda, the Dark Room, Eugene O'Neill, the Invisible Panchos, Rick Scales, DJ Root, the homie N.W.A. They all go in. And you'll get a little taste of that at the 60th birthday party this month. But we kick off April 27th in National City, California. San Diego County, stand up. Lost in California, Highland Avenue Supply Company. Please come out and check it out. It's going to be amazing. Save the date. 4/27, 4 to 8 p.m. Highland Avenue, San Diego. We're coming to you. National City, stand up. We're bringing the homies. The Panchos are coming and we're bringing the homies. And I'm telling you, this is an amazing show. Shall I give you just a little audio taste? Yeah, why not, right? We're live. I'm over here acting like this is like I can't just do whatever I want. That's the Bermuda. That's Moody. Hey. Yeah. And let me let it loop around for you guys. It's going to have N.W.A. out there. Killing it. Orange County stand up. One of your very own. Oh, the mayor of SD. Rick Scales, DJ Root. You already know. You already know the Panchos are going to be there, right? You know that. We're presenting the thing. We're bringing gifts to the city. Eugene O'Neill, if you didn't know, you're going to get really familiar with my dude. Amazingly talented artist, amazing live artist. The Dark Room. Ooh. A crew of spitters. Crew of spitters. And the homies to Bermuda. 2 MCs and a DJ. Classic classic hip hop sound, pushing the edges of all that goodness. You know what I mean? So, man, hopefully you guys will, tune in. Let us know what's up. And we'll see you guys there, right? Right? If not, March 30th with 60 East, right? If not then when, man? If not then when? March 30th, Ontario, California, our national city, San Diego, California, April 27th. Come on out. Catch us live. See if I was just talking ish, you know what I mean? Oh man, you probably rap over your vocals too. Well, let's see. Let's see then. I challenge you. Let's see. Come to a Pancho show. It's not going to happen. You're not going to hear that. You got to rap your raps. I mean, that's what I think. But let me know what you think. Comment, like, subscribe. We'll see you guys next time. I'm going to be jumping on probably, maybe later today, maybe if not tomorrow sometime. Got a bunch of crazy topics we're going to be talking about. I'm going to just throw it out there right now. No, never mind. You don't get it yet. You'll appreciate that I kept it to myself right now, but you'll get it. Some really dope reactions and videos coming up, some dope topics. The team is going really heavy on making sure that we give you guys good topics. By the way, I noted, if you didn't notice, I switched to the black and white for most of the show because I'm feeling it. But also the battery died in the other camera, so what are you going to do? But we'll see you guys next time. Please subscribe, Invisible Panchos, all that. Share this video, like it, and hit us in the comments. And by the way, if there are topics that you do want me to talk about on the show or react to, sans your music. I'm not here to react to your music. Please save me. I don't want to say no to everybody, but that's not what this show is. I might do that occasionally. Maybe one day we'll open up a live, and if you guys are subscribed and you've liked the show and you've been in the chat room and all that, then we'll play your music on here. I'll play your videos and we can talk about them live. I'm down for that. That sounds fun, actually. Do that, but don't send them now. You know what I mean? If you want me to talk about some topics or whatever, music advice, all that good stuff, let me know. Send it, and we'll do that, man. And Chris sees the internet. You know how we get down. We'll see you guys next time.